Okay, we are live. Awesome. Hi, we are live. Should we begin?
Hi. Hi,
Hi.
Sukanya.
Hi, Akriti. Hi, Gayatri. Hi, everyone who's tuned in. Thank you for joining us for this live stream. My name is Sukanya. I've got Akriti and Gayatri with me here from the AHH team, and we're going to take you through a few songs that we really liked, songs that came out in 2021 as part of some amazing albums. You can see the track list, so you know what's coming. You may or may not be able to tell that this playlist is going to go through a lot of moods, and yeah, let's just go ahead and then we'll talk about it a little more. First up is Papi by Prabdeep.
कामयाबी में ले लांगा प्यार दी लोड़ नहीं ओ जब तक मैनू प्यार ना करे मैं ते ठीक वां दिलों ढीठ वां ओ जब तक मैनू प्यार ना करे मैं ते ठीक वां दिलों ढीठ वां अपने आप नू करना जरूरी है अपने आप नू करना जरूरी है
That was Papi by Pravdeep. To whoever has joined in, we are AHH. We just put out our list of top 20 albums of 2021, and Pravdeep was on number one. His album. Hello. His album Tabia featured at number one on the top 20 list. Akriti, Gayatri, what are your thoughts on this?
I sorry, Gayatri, go ahead.
No, just one comment is it's undoubtedly one of the best Desi hip hop albums I've heard till date, given his backstory.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just thinking while the song was playing that incidentally, I think Prabdeep is the only artist to have featured in the top 20 of all our print issues. Um,
That's
eh,
true.
yeah, I think the all three have I mean, they all his no, not on all our
No,
print
not in
issues.
2020, I think.
Correct. He featured in uh, three of our top 20 lists,
That's
which
correct.
was for Classic, and then King, which was in 2020, and now Tabia. So three times, two of our print issues.
Correct, correct. This album, particularly, I mean, it's so heavy, it's so personal, it's so engrossing. Like you can, going through it, you see that he's speaking his mind and he's at conflict with himself, and it's a very, very deeply personal album, and it it's an unconventionally hip hop album. Like it stands out in that sense, but it's done so well.
Also 55 minutes long, right? You
Yeah.
don't see albums so long nowadays. It's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
True, true. 15 tracks and 55 minutes, you're right. Um, and I think with the deeply personal sort of storytelling has been right through like his entire discography is
correct.
track list is I mean, not that I'm most proficient in Punjabi, but from everything that he has, like even on a sort of a superficial level of understanding the lyrics, at least it's still uh, very solid in that sense. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, music has always been a very strong, uh, like Prabdeep's music has always been super very strong, always stands out. He's also in each of his from, I think, the transition from classic to this, it's happened it's sort of very satisfying to watch, because you saw these shades on King a couple of years back,
Yeah.
and he's just like taken that and done it really well on a
Yeah.
length album. Yeah.
That's actually, that's for me personally, I think that's the most interesting part for me with his music, because on Tabia you can see that this is an artist who did not expect, probably he was always aiming for it, but he did not, it's almost like he did not expect to find himself around the fame that he has got now, or the success that he has got now, and he's kind of just contemplating where he stands with it, how he's trying to ground himself a little bit in this album, which is a huge contrast from King, in which he was a little more flamboyant and he was a little more uh, proud, so to say, about the success and the name that he has built for himself. But on this record, you can actually hear him thinking about success more.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think, Gayatri, do you have a favorite track, or is there something that really, I mean, that you've enjoyed from him uh, in his brief but very, very strong career?
I haven't had a chance to listen to Prabdeep before this list, but so this would be like the first album I've heard by him, but
Yep.
it did stand out nonetheless.
Yeah, great. Let's move to the next song. The next song is Mangalam by Project Mishram. Let's hear it first, and then we'll talk more about it.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೂ ಆಲಿಸಿ ಆನಂದಿಸಿದ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ತಂಡದ ಹೆಸರು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಿಶ್ರಂ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಮಂಗಳಂನೊಂದಿಗೆ ಮುಕ್ತಾಯಗೊಳಿಸಲಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ವಂದನೆಗಳು.
ನೀನಾಮ ರೂಪములకు నిత్య జయ మంగళము పవమాన సుతుడు పరుపరార విందములకు నీనామ రూపములకు నిత్య జయ మంగళము ప్రణాద నారదారిణ తూలు పొగడకుండే నీనామ రూపములకు
So Project Mishram, believe it or not, made their debut last year. Sorry about that, technical glitch. Yeah, so as I was saying, Project Mishram made their debut last year, and they're a Carnatic fusion progressive. There's a ton of genres that you can assign to them. This was one of the shorter tracks from their album, and yeah, I mean the other tracks that they have, which we would have liked to put here on this playlist, but we could not because they are 8-9 minutes long. This is one of the shorter tracks. But going through this album, they do funk, they do progressive rock, they do hip hop, they do metal, they do all sorts of stuff on this album. It's a very, very interesting listen.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think we discovered them pretty late, and it's definitely one of the best albums that I have heard recently, and it's so this genre is it can be such an overkill. It can also not be done so well, but this is just done perfectly. Definitely an album to check out in entirety. Yeah.
Yeah. Should we move to the next track?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's do it.
He's got my phone, he's got my driving license. Please take me home, take my money, honey, please. All I got is my beaten body. Please take me home, take my money, honey, please.
Fire Loki is right, Sid. That was Shantanu Pandit's Do You Know? We'll listen to one more song and then we'll go right into talking. Another debut. Pell is an artist from Chennai. His name comes from, I think he's a big fan of Dave Chappelle. That's where his name comes from. Gayatri, what did you think about that? Hey, Gayatri, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi. Yeah, so Pell made his debut this year. What did you think about his music?
That was Shantanu Pandit's new album, Milk Teeth, a single from it, and I think it's one of the albums of this year that has marinated like really well, because I think he spent a lot of years working on it subconsciously. Like he started this in 2017, and he spent years just sitting on it, but then also working on it in the meanwhile. And yeah, he not only produced it, but like I think it's the first time he sang to it, which I think he doesn't normally do. I don't think I've ever heard like anything like that in the indie scene. He himself admits that he's very unfamiliar with the indie scene. So like it's quite something.
Yeah.
It's different and memorable.
Reminds me a lot of Damien Rice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, soft acoustic overtones, very honest and sincere, which is refreshing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We also heard Pell's track. I was also playing the video on the side, and man, the visual is crazy because it's nothing. It's just a blob of yellow, but it goes with the audio. It's super cool. But yeah, Pell also made his debut. The album came out via Export Quality, which is a new label. They did a bunch of very interesting releases last year, and should also be putting out some cool stuff this year. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, yeah. Bell paints like this, like the sonic landscape that you kind of know what it's about, but at the same time, like you're surprised at like every song.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's familiar yet new. It's quite cool.
Absolutely. Very unexpected, but also very familiar.
Yeah, nostalgic.
Yeah. Next up, we're playing a track by When Chai Met Toast. Technically, this is not all of the album because I'm playing a different version that they put only on YouTube, but it's a nice one, so hey.
काश कभी तुम समझोगी कि क्यों हम करीब नहीं, काश कभी तुम जानोगी कि अब तक है तेरी कमी। पता है हमें कि तेरे बिना अधूरी है ये जिंदगी, पता है हमें कि मेरी फिक्र अब तक तुम्हें है कहीं, तेरी मेरी राहें कभी मिलेंगी शायद फिर कहीं, कहानी है अधूरी सही पूरी होगी फिर कभी, तेरा मेरा साथ ये अभी पूरा हुआ नहीं, तेरी मेरी राहें कभी मिलेंगी शायद कहीं, जहाँ भी हो यादों में हो सांसों में हो मेरी, जहाँ भी हो यादों में हो सांसों में हो मेरी।
Yes, that was those birds, that noise was in the video itself. I don't have birds where I live. I don't hear birds chirping where I live. That was Kahani by When Chai Met Toast. Akriti, Gayatri, thoughts on
Yeah, I
that?
mean, one of the most now also, I guess, most well-known independent acts. Is this the song that featured in the teaser of Jile Zara? No, right?
No, that was one of the older songs. That was the uh, Joy of Little Things or
It was
Firefly.
Firefly.
Firefly, yeah.
Right. So yeah, definitely one of the most well-known acts. I mean, their music is featuring in Excel and in Farhan Akhtar movies, teasers. But yeah, for sure, and it's a really nice, very pleasant album. As most of their music is, I like. Admittedly, I've not been a huge fan of their older work, but I really enjoyed this album, and also I think it's one of the most well produced albums.
Yeah,
It's a really good uh, pop offering. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. And this track, particularly, by the way, this is the only Hindi track on this playlist. And When Chai Met Toast are obviously not known for the Hindi music, but last year they tried to make that shift because they all, like any other band, they talked about this. They said how they are trying to reach out to more audiences, so they wanted to put in a Hindi track, and but they know that they can't write in it. Naturally, they're not Hindi speaking, so they enlisted Ankur Tewari to come and write in the lyrics, which also I think has made the song really beautiful.
Wow. Yeah. So Ankur is being roped to write the lyrics for of independent acts then.
Yeah. Next up, we have Dot's Busy in Beige, which is probably the only song on her EP that was released on YouTube early on and made it to her EP also. None of the other tracks did. But yeah, here we go.
Is it just me, or it seems that the days are just medium good? Nothing terrible happens, but nothing moves on. Oh, it stays the same way, and I'm spending each day entertaining myself in new ways till I sleep. And they say medium's easy. Medium safe. And I'll be keeping myself busy, busy and based. Tell me, is it just me? Is it just me? Is it just me? How it seems that the people being busy and beige, yeah, they stage their exchanges, and no one admits the nostalgia's a bit better company than the new cards we were dealt in this round. So I fold my hand
So Dot's album was one of the most anticipated albums for us in 2021, and it did not disappoint. Uh, Gayatri, were you a fan of Dots from before?
Yeah, no, I hadn't heard of it when I heard this album, which I did. I was like in love. It's then I like I read up on her background, and the fact that this was her degree project came as no surprise.
Yeah,
But even then, like this is like the lyrics that go into this album, like they are dangerously close to like a very pandemic friendly feeling. It's like, yeah, it's painfully hard to admit, it's like very relatable. And yeah,
yeah,
the music is undeniably very virtuoso.
yeah. And I feel like she's one of the best writers in the uh, among the Indian songwriters.
For sure.
Yeah. For anyone who's tuned in now, the songs that we're playing tonight on the mixtape are songs from albums that made it to AHH's top 20 list of albums. We just published a print magazine which includes that list of top 20 albums. The magazine also has a bunch of other cool stuff about indie music, what the year was like for indie music last year, and a few puzzles and games. So if you want if you want a copy, the link is in bio. You can go and purchase it right now.
Also we the track that we just heard, Dots from Dots album Kamotion, we also have an interview with her
Yes,
in the magazine. So yes, you can listen to the album, you can read the review, and then you can also read the interview to get more context into what where she comes from. She's also she's like we've Sukanya and Gayatri have mentioned, she's one of the most exciting and uh, yeah, she's one of the most exciting independent singer songwriters. And um and her album was most anticipated. It was really hotly anticipated ever since she put out her music on YouTube, and it definitely did not disappoint.
absolutely. Next up is Shubh Saran. That's a very powerful track. Next up is Halfway Home by Sonali Chaudhary.
There's so much disruption. It's just where everything comes together, everything feels right, but you still have your differences. I feel like home over here, and yeah.
That was Sonali Chaudhary and Shubh Saran. Shubh Saran also made it to the 2020 list of top 20 albums with his EP Becoming. I don't know if you guys noticed this, Akriti Gayatri, but as it so happens, coincidentally, both of these songs have come together and they have kind of similar themes, because Shubh's entire album actually is because he's been all over the world, and He's lived in a bunch of places, and he talks about how he feels very disconnected culturally, and his entire album is about finding that identity. And Sanoli's song "Halfway Home" is also a little more on the nose about the fact that she's finding her space, her own place. So I'm kind of glad that these songs came together on the playlist.
Ah, right. Yeah, yeah. You're right. I did not make the connection, but of course, and I love the line from Nishtha's write up that kind of sums it up for Shubh quite perfectly, which is that fusion may seem like a no brainer for an artist whose identity essentially feels like a big soup of languages, culture, and people.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a great album. Again, I think we were not able to review this album on the website, but so glad that it made it the list of top 20 albums.
I
Yeah,
also
Gayatri,
find the
what did
name of
you
the album itself interesting.
Exactly.
ah,
In-
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the names of the songs, the track list, the album, very, like, you just know what you're getting into.
Yeah, it addresses a lot of cultural slash political themes without exactly going so, just with the language of music.
Yeah. For an instrumental album, too, right? To be able to do that.
Yeah.
sure. Uh, Sonoli's album, I think, was also quite it was for me. I was surprised by how much I liked it.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I did not honestly expect to like it as much as I did. And
She produced it herself, right?
I'm
Yeah, she has.
she
I
has
think so. Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. She,
And the
yeah,
that
yeah, sorry.
there are so many singer songwriters right now in this there are so many releases that come from singer songwriters that it's a very sort of cluttered space
For
or
sure. Yeah.
so I mean it's really nice to hear stuff that stands out,
Yeah.
and this is one of them for sure. uh Gayatri, what did you think? How much I mean, we are all our lists varied quite a bit when we were putting together the top 20 uh for for the magazine. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, again, like I said, I was personally quite surprised by how high I had placed it, because I really enjoyed it and I went back to it a number of times as well.
Yeah, I honestly am surprised too, but I understand why it would grow on you.
Right,
It's just got that kind of a homely, familiar feeling,
right.
which you go back to for comfort. Not to say that it's not good musically, it is surprisingly also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, this album definitely grows on you because, to be honest, this did not rank up so high up on my list when we were compiling. But after I saw that, oh, Akriti really likes it. Oh, everybody else really likes it. I actually heard it a couple of more times, and then I was like, okay, I see it. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe it's just the genuinity and
yeah. Cool. We're almost through with the playlist. We've just got two more songs. Next up is Obituary by Dhruv Vishwanath.
You made me wait for the sunset while you called for the rain. You made me beg for forgiveness while you called for refrain. You made me thirst for a hunger while you drank all the wine. Nobody asked for this supper, yet you laughed while you thought to fall in love. You made me wait for the sunset while you call for the rain. You made me listen for weakness. I'm admired in vain. Hardly a moment for honesty. All the voices I hide. Not a sign, but a reverie. All the voices I hear, not yours, but mine. We are who we are. 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 We are who I'm a failure, I'm alive, but my body's been given a lease. I've been stuck in my disease. Someone help me, paralyzed. Do you have a new story to read? My obituary reads. On the way, come alive. I am finally starting to speak. I can finally see. I'm a witness, not a lie. Do you have a new right to relieve? For forever will I be. I'm a failure, I'm alive, but my body's been given a lease. I've been stuck in my disease. Someone help me, paralyzed. Do you have a new story to read? My obituary reads.
I'm always surprised by, again, this is a very well produced album, but I'm always surprised by how different Dhruv's talking voice and singing voice are.
Yeah, that's quite true.
Them like poles apart. But like I said, very, very well produced pop album.
That that would actually be quite a fun quiz I mean, like, not a quiz but a fun game to identify who all have very different talking and singing voices.
Yeah, yeah.
Think about that.
uh, I guess Dhruv has been putting out new music already. I mean, after not even 1 year after his full length album, he's already put out 2 3 singles. He just put out a new one today, yesterday,
Yeah.
which is also a really good one.
Yeah, one of the most prolific musicians out there, I guess. It's like there's always music coming from him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
He released a new single every month in 2020, right? When most of us were wondering what to do with our time.
Oh, he also did that. That's how this
Yeah.
album was released, right?
Yeah. It got put together with like one song per
Right.
month, I think, in the pandemic year.
Yeah, and to think that he still has more singles to come out. Uh,
Yeah. No, but it fits well as an autobiography then. Like, it's quite like a much elaborate autobiography in terms of music. Like it's like a whole novel, but sonic.
yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
Which makes me think that, I mean, he went for, like, a lot of musicians are going for in that route, which is a single a month or multiple singles, and then just the album basically has no or very few new songs. But his particular album would have, I mean, it flows very well together. So it would have worked just as well if it just all came out together.
yeah, yeah. You're right. I mean, the songs on their own also stand
Correct.
very good
Yeah.
ground, but together, obviously, it's a whole other story.
Yeah.
We've just got one more song left for you guys. once again, thank you everyone who's joined in. I hope you guys liked the music. Again, all of these songs are from albums that were featured in AHH's list of top 20 albums. You can get the magazine from the link in our bio. Um, uh, the magazine comes with a bunch of other things. We'll be doing another live stream on the 31st. This will include songs from our list of 50 most noteworthy songs of the year. A bunch of musicians released a lot of singles last year, so we sat down and we shortlisted 50 tracks that made it to that list. It comes in a cool poster format in the with the magazine, so you can make your purchase now. And do tune in for the live stream on the 31st, same time, 10 p.m. And yeah, hope to see you there. Here's the last track by Takar Nabam. It's called Quiet a Story.
This man, he left as a boy, about 7 or 8, 2 long decades till he was home again. They were all ears to listen to the story of a man who left sadly as a boy. He felt the joy, but even more worry, 'cause he just couldn't find the words to tell them the story. He heard his heartbeat